Recording. Okay, so as לפני ההפסקה, before our break, we learned you could see it over here. I will pin the video. You could see over here there is the raga. I know it's a mess. I'm sorry, but you see the verb in the avar, and I just wanted to show you. Then the follow-up work, what they will need to do, they could do the same one as this one. Wait, you can't see me, can you?
We can hear you.
I want you to see. I mean, not me, not the paper. Okay.
I see the work.
Then we'll have them fill up this paper, but sometimes we will not want them to do only avar, because we want them to be able to practice hove. We don't want them to lose it, right? So everything that you learn in addition to something else, right? So we'll sometime ask them to do this follow-up. And this is two זמנים. יש לך זמן עבר, ויש לכם זמן הווה. And they would write the פירוש, and they will write the shoresh, and they will fill it in. And this is a paper that I like more because it has the pronouns in purple, and it has enough room to write the actual verb and the English translation. So they will do it in two זמנים. בסדר?
Can you share those with us?
Yeah. As soon as I can find it in my Dropbox. No, I think that I have it on my Dropbox. I just need to. Can you remind me, by the way? Like, if you see that I don't send something, then just once I put you on the group, on the WhatsApp group, and I believe that I could do it today. Just send me a message and say, hey, can you send me this paper or that paper, and then I can just share it with you guys. If there is anything that I told you that I would share with you in the summer and I haven't, let me know and I'll do it. אוקיי, טוב, אז עכשיו אנחנו נלך לשטיח ואני אראה לכם מה כיתה ג' עושה. כיתה ג' גם לומדת פועל, וכיתה ג', usually I said that on to Bishvat we start teaching the concept of new time. With כיתה ג' it's a bit different. They will be focused on Atid on to Bishvat, but we'll have to teach them Atid pretty much like after school. Because we don't want to kill that time. We want them to be able to practice it because it's so much more. It's Atid and it's a var, hove, Atid, and they need to practice it and we don't want them to lose anything. So we really want to almost have like a full year of Atid. And we used to teach them, teach Kita Gimel Atid towards the end of the year. And it's not fair. When they go to upper school, they're already being introduced with a lot of things and it's too much. So we do it earlier on. And we have a Chovarat Chumash that it's a beautiful Lashon HaTorah, this one. Lashon HaTorah for Kita Gimel, and then they get the chance to really practice it right by Unit 1. Unit 1, he does it differently, right? Rabbi Yehuda Viner, he does it differently. He basically does, he will, they will, and then he goes to other groups. We really teach it, Ani ata, at, hu, he, but that's okay. They learn by Dikduk, they will learn a full layout, and by Chovarat Chumash, they will learn it by groups, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go and put this, and unpin my video. I can pin the rug, and let me just put me on mute. Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yes.
Beautiful. So let's take away that עבר. סיימנו עם עבר. אנחנו כבר בכיתה ג'. אנחנו עדיין מתרגלים, we still practice with עבר, אבל אנחנו נתחיל. By the way, I don't see Elias, so I don't know if he's coming. Okay? Okay, so אנחנו מתחילים ללמוד עתיד. Okay, עתיד means future. We learned it in the miniature timeline. אנחנו מתרגלים פעלים. פועל means verb. Okay? טוב. וגם לזה, there is a song. We also have a song for this. But let me first put the pronouns. אני, אתה, את, הוא, he. Who, he. Okay. We'll symbolize it. Okay. ואנחנו, אתם, הם. Okay. בסדר? Can you guys see this?
Yes.
I'll turn off my audio. You can sing the song.
Okay, so just 1 second. I'll tell you when. And when you see me that I put the last card, that's when you could come back. Okay, so I'm gonna sing it now. Okay, you guys ready? It goes like this. We're gonna do it with shoresh shamar. Okay, so let me just do it. Shin, mem, resh, which means to protect or to guard. Goes like this. Ani eshmor, ata tishmor, at tishmeri, hu ישמור, כי תשמור, אנחנו נשמור, אתם תשמרו, אתם תשמורנה, הם ישמרו, הם תשמורנה. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's good. It works. Is he back? Rabbi Lindell? We're good? We're good. You could listen? Okay, perfect. Okay, so זה השיר, וכשאתם מתרגלים את זה עוד ועוד ועוד, they really sometime will use a different shoresh and they will sing the song with the shoresh that we know, with shoresh shamar, until they will get to the right pronouns and they will flip the shoresh to the shoresh that they're using. I really do feel like songs are very helpful. It's also like kids, it's just music. It's one tool that you could teach your kids, you know, a lot of concepts. It's a lot. It's a lot for a little kid to know. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see the whole layout? Anyone?
אני חושבת שהן זה לא רואים את הוו.
הנה, אני...
תודה,
Now you can see it?
תשמורנה,
More,
אוקיי.
a little
כן,
more,
תשמעי.
put your camera a little more to the right.
Here.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Let me do this. Now you can see it. Okay. טוב, לא, עוד לא. Like this. Okay. So sometimes you could use a little trick and say, ata ve'at zoto davar, it starts with a taf, but at will end with a yud. You could teach them the yud and yud vav, like yud is he will, yud vav is they will, which is, you know, hem is really the plural for who. You could teach them, you could also say that you don't want aten and hen to be tishmorna. You could say aten tishmeru, vehen yishmeru. I saw people also do that. But I feel like this is the correct way. Okay, tishmorna. In a modern Hebrew, we don't really use tishmorna, telechna. We don't really say that. Unfortunately, we should be saying it, but we don't. נכון? We say אתם תלכו, right? אתם תלכו. או הם, או הן.
מורה מיכל, אומרים אתם ואתן אותו דבר, והם והן אותו דבר גם, לא?
כן, that's exactly, that's what I'm saying. Some
yes.
people teach that אתם and אתן זה אותו דבר. אתם תלכו, אתן תלכו.
אוקיי.
אפשר.
כן.
ויש גם אנשים שאומרים הם והן אותו דבר, ילכו.
ילכו.
נכון?
אוקיי.
אבל to tell you the truth, you the truth, this is Hebrew. This is a correct Hebrew. Now it's up to you. If you want to teach them the other way, because it's 2 extra templates, it's really 1 extra template. That's also okay. But I feel like yeah, it's up to you guys. you decide how you want to teach it. I like to teach it with telechna because I feel like that's how we should be speaking Hebrew. טוב. אז זה עתיד, וכשאנחנו מסיימים לעשות עתיד, אז אנחנו יכולים לעשות את אותו ה-follow-up. אבל עכשיו יש לי עבר, הווה, עתיד. Can a student do this? Oh, yes, they can. The students do it, and for a third grader that is used to write a lot more, a student can do it. If you see that it's a kid that struggles a little bit, then that's fine. Maybe you could say, okay, now you're going to do just atid, and then slowly they could go to avar and ove. But this is a follow-up work that they're expected to do, again, with the set A, okay? בואו אנחנו נאסוף את זה, ואני אראה לכם just a second. אני רוצה להראות לכם איזה עוד, I remember that I told you that I will show you the control chart. So let me just go to the chair. Okay. You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So let me unpin this. And I will pin this video. Okay, so I wanted to show you set C, because we saw set A and set B. This is set C. See? Bo, kum, rutz, shir, sim, gur. When you start using this, when you introduce it, you will use it. בבקשה לקום, אנחנו רצים, כולם לשיר ביחד, נכון? בואו נשים את זה על השולחן. You have to use the verbs. Okay, this is set D. See set D? לקח, שמע, נסע, שלח ופתח. Again, you'll use the verbs all the time. Even if it's where they know it in Hove, it's okay if we use it in Atid or in Avar. They need to hear it. They need to hear the Hebrew. The more they hear it, the better they get it. They understand it. Okay. And then, בחורף, אנחנו גם מלמדים אותם שיש שורשים לבגדים. נכון? באנגלית, you say, you wear your hat, you wear mittens, right? You wear a necklace, you wear a lot of things you wear. But in Hebrew, for socks, you don't wear socks. אתה גורב גרביים. גורב גרביים, wearing socks. אתה לא, you don't wear a hat, you do wear a hat, but in Hebrew we say חובש כובע. חובש כיפה. Same thing for נעליים, אנחנו נועלים נעליים. ואנחנו חוגרים חגורה. Okay? Good. טוב, אז זה בחורף. סתם להראות לכם, to show you other verbs that we use. We always try to make it relevant to certain time of the year. אז בחנוכה אנחנו נשתמש בשורשים כמו מדליקים. I don't think that I have it here in my Hanukkah box. You would use שורשים like tigen, to fry, להדליק, to light, לשפוך, to pour. Let me get something for you guys. Yeah. קופסת דקדוק של חנוכה. You guys remember that I showed you that I have this little strips that they take it and they translate it with all the right pronouns and the שורשים and the nouns. אז זה מה שהם יכולים לעשות בחנוכה. הם יכולים להשתמש בשורש סין ח' קוף, which is לשחק, play, שר, right, so שין יודרש, galak, to light, אכל, שפך, ותיגן, right, תגן. Tet, gimel, okay. So, which means to fly. And I could show you now actually how we use this box on the right. So let me just open this. And my other one, tell me if I'm going too fast for you. And I'll slow down. Okay. So, אז אנחנו ניקח, oh, you don't hear me. Wait. You hear me, but from the computer. Can you hear me?
Yes.
אז אנחנו ניקח את הקופסת דקדוק של חנוכה, נכון? אנחנו ניקח, לדוגמה, את השלט הזה. מה כתוב כאן? You, plural, eat sweet donuts. ואז התלמיד ייקח, יפתח את הקופסה, ויבחר את הפרונאונס הנכונים לאותו strip, לאותו שורה. אז you, plural, what is you for plural?
אתם.
אתם. Eat is the right verb for atem. אוכלים. You eat sweet donuts. So here we're practicing also. נכון.
סופגניות.
סופגניות, because it's donuts, סופגניות. So the Torah Hashem has to match the noun. So we say סופגניות מתוקות. We won't say סופגניות מתוקים. אתם אוכלים סופגניות מתוקות. And obviously we'll have to use the symbols to symbolize it. Okay? זה בשבילהם תרגול לכתיבה. All they have is this. It's not color-coded, and then they need to build it the right one, okay? Another one. You guys remember that we learned about hatapuach and tapuach? You guys remember haglida? Atochelת et haglida, when we taught them about et? Yes? Okay. So here is a mishpat in it. They, for male, light the Chanukiah. They for male. How do you say they for male? Hem. How do you say light? הנה, זה שורש ד'
מדליקים. מדליקים.
נכון, הם מדליקים. So, the חנוכיה.
את החנוכיה.
החנוכיה. נכון, ואז אנחנו יודעים, אם יש לנו article, אז חייב את האת. הם מדליקים את החנוכיה.
Direct object, is that right?
Mm-hmm. You see it?
When
okay, it's called definite object.
direct object, yeah.
Okay, so you see there are many ones here. You pour oil in the Chanukiah. She lights candles in the Chanukiah. We play with Sevivon, with the family. There are many mishpatim you could use on Chanukah for them to practice that skills of writing. It's really translation, but it's later on when they will learn Mishpat Ashir. This is a good practice for them. Okay, Tov.
Or Michal.
Ken.
Yeah, if you're not teaching them Hifil, how do you explain to a student who asked you, why isn't it Dolkim? Why is it Madlikim? How would you explain to on their level?
So, how old are your students? Like, how old do you think the student that will ask you that question?
Lower elementary, between 1 and 3. I mean, they haven't learned Hifil, so they don't understand there's another binyanim, but they see that, it's different than what they expected.
So when I ask more Rivki why we do it like that and why don't we teach them a binyanim, and it's kind of like we don't, in lower elementary, in our school, we don't teach them according to binyanim. This is kind of like, it's kind of like the pshat of the verbs, like all the verbs. I believe that it's binyan kal.
Right.
It's a good question, but I don't think that our students will ask you a question, why are you saying madlikim and not dolkim? Unless they are Hebrew speakers.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a very good
'cause
question.
I have gotten that question from a third grader.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So let me ask more, Rivki, and I'll get back to you because I want to make sure that I'm giving you a good answer. נכון, כי אתה מלמד אותם, התלמידים אומרים, אז הם מדליקים, הם דולקים, technically. It should be like that.
Well, right, because dolkim means burn, madlikim means to light.
Right. Dolkim is actually what the candles happen, like what
Right.
happens to the candle or to the oil, versus talking about the pronouns, like about the hem. That's a good question. I'll make sure to ask and get back to you. But yeah, like it's a good question. You're right. Okay, so this is Kufsat Dikduk Shel Chanukah, and let's see what I could teach you next. I want to show you really quickly a work that I really love on Hanukkah, but I can't show you over here. I will go to my screen. I'm interested to know, Rabbi Lindell, what did you answer that student?
So I tried to explain to him about hifil. There's something called causative. It's a different type of verb. I said, I sort of introduced it as like, I think we're talking about, what was it, hishkim or hishkif, one of those. I just said that's just the verb. It's a different kind of verb. It doesn't follow the same. I said we'll learn about it, and then later on we'll learn about why that is. It's called causative, and this is a different form.
Yeah, no, it's good, and also to teach them that some things we don't know right away. Some things it will take time until we get there to really understand that. I think that you don't teach them binyanim, do you?
No, I mean I mean they're just, even the third grade now, they're just learning Avar and Asi. They're not ready for hifil yet. That's much more advanced. But they see it in the Chumash.
Binyanim, right?
So we're learning the Chumash, and they see the word, and they're wondering why is it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask more Rivki, so I have a clear answer for you. But I think the answer that you gave is pretty sufficient. But I'll make sure to ask her. I want to share my screen now with you because I have this work, but it's in my box downstairs. Now, you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see this?
Yes.
See this? Everybody at once. Okay.
שמות הגוף לחנוכה.
תודה רבה. שמות הגוף.
אני עושה
עכשיו,
בהווה,
right.
אבל לא כתוב באיזה זמן.
יפה. This is a practice for our second graders with sets, the different sets. This is set. Fine. Hey, אני עושה מצווה בחנוכה. They won't tell you this is avar, because you will tell them now we're actually going to practice our different sets on Hanukkah in זמן הווה. גם אל תשכחו, they don't really know זמן עבר, because זמן עבר is something that they learn to בשבט.
אוקיי.
אז אני עושה מצווה או עושה מצווה בחנוכה, אתה לוקח עגבנייה טעימה, you see this is set D, את באה לתפילה ולהלל, so you see the vav, this is set B, that's set C, sorry, הוא ראה סביבון בישראל, היא שמעה סיפור לחנוכה, אנחנו שרים ביחד מהסיפור, אתם קמים להדליק נרות חנוכה, אתן נוסעות לבקר את סבא, את סבתא וסבא, הם רצים למסיבת חנוכה. Good? You see it? You can teach different parts of the book and connect it to your holiday. It feels to the kids like there is no it's not repetitive. It's not tedious. Some works are just like tedious. Like how many times can I do the drawers? Yes, maybe I didn't get to practice with all the verbs, but how many times can I do it? How many times can I do this annoying worksheet? It's annoying sometimes because it's just over and over and over again. If you give it, you relate it to Chagim, yes, it's extra work for you because then you can become creative with follow-up work and all that. It can be annoying, but if you relate it to different seasons, to different holidays, to different times of the year, it really makes it like, oh, yes, I know Hove. Yes, I got to practice with the Shorish, but this is completely different layout. Then it gets them excited. And then they don't get tired of a certain work. Just need to understand where they're coming from. It's something that's sometimes hard as an adult. Because you're like, get it. What's the problem? Just do it. And sometimes they just don't want to. So we need to make it exciting for them. Okay, so this was Shmot Chag LeChanukah. Is there something else? Oh, yeah. There's a few things that I need to teach you. First of all, I wanted to show you the seesaw. You guys are cool with seeing it now?
Yes.
Yay! We need like every time you don't have.
Malky joined us.
Yes, hi Malki.
Hi, how are you, Michal? How are you, everyone?
How are you? Mazal tov.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to see some seesaw works that you could do online. Rabbi Lindell, maybe this could be helpful for you.
Huh?
I'm just going to show some works that you could do on Zoom.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if you use this platform, if you use Seesaw, but this is something that you can take and maybe do it in a different place, whatever platform you're using.
Right.
Okay, so let me share this with you, and I'll go here, and I will go over. Okay, see this? Now I'm going to show you just like a bunch of different works, okay? This is prefix number 2, it doesn't matter. Chumash Tchiliyot Lekita Aleph. I'm gonna add my response. I'm the sample student, okay? Over here, at the bottom, you guys are just on my screen. I have a grabber, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This gives me the ability to drag any works that I want. Okay. So if I want to build, I want to teach them the prefixes, then I would say, I don't know, La Be'er, that means to the well. But wait, I don't want to do that. Yeah, well, I'll take the English and I'll underneath it I would write to the well. Okay, but I want to do this. Okay, I'm gonna translate Ve'ha'etz and
the tree.
And the tree. I could do it myself in a lesson, and I could ask one of them, I'll give them a remote control access, and they will move the things. Sometime if they say, oh, the is from, I can just go take this and just say, oh, you remember what, well, not like this, but I'll take a different one. And I can color and I could point and I could write down and I can add this textbook and type whatever I want, right? So I could use it as I go in the lesson, right? I can drag any picture I want if I want to show them what it is, right? I can, so let me just go to this one. What's going on? Let me see. There are other works that I want to show you. So if you want to show them Sviva Muktenet, and you feel bad that you're not in school, you can go to this, to Zoom, and over Zoom, over over Seesaw, you can come and say, you could do the 3-period lesson. Who remember the 3-period lesson? This is, right? Maze and F.
Show me and explain me, no?
This is, show me what is, and what is, right?
Mhm.
Now, show me where is, and this, yeah. Like, now I'm confused. But basically the 3-period lesson in Hebrew is Ze etz, right? Ze bakar, ze ish, ze keves, right? You label everything. And then you would give them remote control access to one of them. And you would say, Maze, right? And he would say, Ish. Ish is a man. Maze, etz. Etz is tree. And then you would say, Efo, right? Efo. And then they basically they show you. So you can do the 3-period lesson if you want. See, mizbeach, you know. See, it's very, very easy. Is it fun? Yes, it is. They love it. And then you would ask them to take a paper and to add. They could write down with this, right? They could write down gamal and symbolize it and write camel, right? So they could do this. This is a cute way for them to learn new nouns in the Sviva Muktenet, in the miniature environment Chumash. Okay, another work. You guys have any questions? I don't know if I'm
Is it simple to like make the presentation?
really simple.
Like the tray that you have all the letters on, like you did.
So that's a tray that you find once and that's it. And
Google Images type of thing?
what?
Like you take it from Google Images, like?
Yeah, you could take it from Google. But we have, as I said, Chala Shigalo, she makes it. This is a work that she made for primary, for the movable alphabet. I told her that I would like them to be in red, but because she already made it, we couldn't. This was tedious. This was very, very, not hard, but long. So she had to make many olives, right?
Yeah.
But I wish it was in just in red. As a yeled, you come and you move this over here. The yeled omer, well, because I moved it first. Well, okay. Basically, you drag it, right? You drag, it's still under me. I don't know, but this is a work that we were able to do it on Sisa in a lesson. הילד אומר, הילדה אומרת, הילדים אומרים, הילדות אומרות. Okay? And what do I want to show about this work? You can assign it over and over again. You could just change the shoresh over here, depending on what shoresh you want them to do. So this is one. Let me see. Okay, over. Here, Paul Ove. Another one. It's just there are millions of. This work I like more. Basically, this is a pronoun. So the first lesson will be pronoun to match the pronoun. Ani means I, ata means you, right? The pronoun. And then they will conjugate the verbs together with basically they will match it to the pronouns. As ani olech, depending if I'm a boy or girl, ani olech or olechet, right? You remember this is what we learned. This is there is a layout in the classroom for exactly that. And then it goes ata, holech, at holechet, right? And then the plural. Just for you to know, if you see, look at this. This is basically, you guys can see me? I don't think you can see me. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
We can see you on your screen.
It's this, wait, just a second. It's this paper. I took a picture of the paper. You see, I scanned it and I put it on Seesaw. And you might think that it's hard and it's complicated. I can assure you, I'm so not tech savvy at all, not at all, but it's very easy. Over here, you have the text box. Over here, you have the microphone. You could record yourself, especially for first graders when you have a little hard time reading English or Hebrew. You could just record yourself, and they could upload their follow-up work by holding it, right?
My mind is blown. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's amazing. Here, you could like take a photo. I don't know if you could see me, right? And I'm a first grader. Here, Mara, you like it? Right? And then I'll take a picture, right? So easy. Kids love this. They love Seesaw to the extent that even if they're sick with the sniffles, they want works on Seesaw.
Mora Michal, may I ask you, do you recommend Seesaw more than Spiral or Padlet or another?
I don't know how it is. I no clue. I didn't work in any other template platform. I feel like this is easy. It's age appropriate. There's still little things that I wish they would have done it better, like having things in folders versus on your first home screen. Could be a little overwhelming for kids. Here you see, if I'm a sample student, this is what I see. Like things are not organized; they're just like all over the place. But it could be that I just need to learn a little more on Seesaw to use it to the extreme.
Do you all know how to use Seesaw? Or this is the first time for all of you?
I mean, yeah, we decided that we're not going to use Google Classroom because it's too complicated. It's not helpful for the students. And last year on April, we created our own website, and that was not good because it's not age appropriate and doesn't have all the tools for kids. We find that this is the best way for kids. Okay, I just want to quickly show you. Remember that I told you that there is this Chumash and I can give Chumash lesson, right? So over here, you guys can see this?
Yes.
I scanned the Chumash. I just scanned the Montessori Chumash. I scanned it, I pasted on the page, right? And I enlarged it to make it bigger. And then over here, the students, what they can do, they need to color code it. This is Shoresh Bo. This is set B. They can take this, and because it's Shoresh, it has to be red. And then they will color it in red. So here they symbolize, and this is hey, but it's not article hey, it's a preposition. It means to or for. You see over here? Le. And they can submit their works like this. They send me their works when symbolized. And then over here, I just made these flashcards for them on the side for them to practice Shorashim that we have in this Chumash. Bo, Avar, Ra'a, Amar, Natan. It's all here. Vayat, to pitch a tent, Nata. Then you go to the second page. While I'm giving them the lesson, where did Abraham Avinu go? Where did he go? And what did he do there? So over here, I will show them where איפה הוא נטע את האוהל, איפה הוא בנה מזבח, נכון? בהתחלה הוא בנה מזבח בשכם ובין העי ובית אל, הוא בנה מזבח נוסף, והוא קרא בשם השם, and I'm showing them that he was standing on a mountain באלון מורה, והקדוש ברוך הוא מבטיח לו את כל ארץ ישראל. Right? It's like I was standing on a chair on Zoom in my classroom. And I
Wow.
said, when I'm on a mountain, because as you can see, it's a mountain. What am I doing? It's a mountain. It's a mountain. Over here, it's הרים. זה מקום גבוה. קדוש ברוך הוא מבטיח כל הארץ אשר אתה רואה. איך אתה רואה? כל הארץ הזאתי אשר אתה רואה. And then we taught them צפונה, right? נגבה. Why is it called נגבה? Look, תראו. ארץ הנגב. הנגב, נגבה, south. The south, we go down, and then this is another thing that they need to do. ימה, הים. נכון? צפונה, קדמה. This is a layout that they need to do. And the lesson. As you can see, another beautiful thing is that this is from Google Classroom, Google Images, and this is from Google Images, and I just took the picture, it came like this, and I just made it small, right? Now, if I don't want them to move the tray, look, I'm trying to move it, and it says unlock to move. They can't move it. So only the thing that you choose for them to move will be moved. If you want them to move it, you'll do unlock. And here they go. You can move the tray, but you don't want them to move the tray. So there is no point, and that's why you will lock it.
Mora Michal, it's awesome. Let me ask you something. Can we share between us? It's a lot of job for the teachers. They should be sitting like 2 hours for each 30 minutes class, because it's a lot of job. Is there any possibility to share? Maybe some teacher work with some material and another with another material, and maybe you can share with us something you did, and maybe we can do a kupa or something that we can share. It's a lot of job. It's very, very nice. It's like Spiral and another platforms that we use. Very, very nice, but it's a lot of job.
Right,
So I would like to know if we can share. Is there any possibility with platform?
Everything that I can do to help, I would love sharing it with you. It's already done, so it's not that you're asking me sit down and make me work. That would be different. But if I have it ready, I would love to share it with you. I just want to show you that on Seesaw, there is, here, I want to show you, let's go to activity. And I will go to over here, browse activity library. How do you call it? Seesaw is like almost like an open library. You could go to the community, and you could go to save things that you see on the community. You're like this, I don't know, somebody made this, Force in Motion. Somebody made this, a Crayon Man. Whatever work they do, they could post it on the community, and then you save the work to yourself, right? You could heart it, or you could save it, and then it would be in your library. So I'll go to my library, and then you could see all the works. And I wanted to be in, it to be in a Judaic work, so I made a folder. And this is all the Judaic work. So I even have the great lesson for Kita Aleph.
Wow.
And if I give you a work and you say, okay, I don't like it, I want to change it. So you go over here and you copy and edit the activity I made.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make a siman. I don't know, maybe some Rashi Tevot, something like that. That we know that it for some of us did it. Maybe JM. I don't know, something. And
I think that
if you call it, I don't know how. I would like to find your job. You like to find my job. Maybe I know something like that we can find it, because it's a large community.
Right. So I think we could send it. I think I could send it to people here. As long as you have Seesaw, I could send it. I could share it with you. It's really an email. You will get it in a form of an email, kind of like when you have a Google Drive and you share it with someone, you get it like in an email. That's exactly how it is. It's an email. You click on it and it will take you to your account, and then you will say save it or assign it. If you like the work the way it is, you go and you click here, for example.
That'll be nice, that we can all of us share what we are doing with all of us.
Definitely. if I will go to my library and let's say I want to assign pronouns, for example, I could just go ahead and assign it to my student, right? I could decide to send it to one, to assign it to one, or to all of them, or just to third grade. You see all the third, 333, third grade, 222, second graders, 111, only the first graders. This one, it's like a lot easier. Or if I just want to assign it to myself, like a sample student, I can, once I'm assigned, I can also keep it on my folder so I don't lose it. Because if I change it or edit it, it's really annoying when you don't save it. So I assign it, but I don't want the students to see it right away. So I will go right, let me see. I go over here, and then I would say, oh wait, but I don't want him to do it now. I want him to do it on Thursday. I want to be able to give him a lesson before I assign it. So I would go over here and I would say the date, for example, if it's not the 23rd or it's tomorrow, then I could also decide the hour, and it won't come up on their screen until the hour you assigned it to, okay? Or you could say, I want it to assign immediately, and then it will be assigned immediately. Like, boom, I assigned it to myself, right? That's it, done. Done. Now the students can see it. Let's see if I could see it. Oh, wow, look, I got a new work from Mora Michal. What is this? Shmot HaGuf. Oh, okay, right? I'm a teacher. I want to give them the lesson about Shmot HaGuf. How can I do it? They're not next to me. They're on Zoom, right? I will share my screen and I would say, okay, Ani, and I will sing the song, right? Da, 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 right? Ani means I. And you will continue and continue, continue. And you see how it's over here on the right, and then the plural is on the left. And if you keep things unify, is that a word in English? I don't know. Yeah, sounds like it. Then they come back to school and it makes sense. This work looks like that work that I'm doing now in class. They can start a work and not finish it, so they will save it on a draft. I don't know if you saw it on the side. Let me see if I went through everything. Oh, here is מספרים, זכר נקבה, כיתה ב'. Do you see it? אנחנו מלמדים אותם שאת איתה is נקבה except for מספרים. הנה, את איתה. Gina, do you see it? I don't know if she could see it, if she's there.
Yes, I can see it. Yes,
Right.
I'm here.
This is already finished, right? This is unapproved post. This is a student, he already did it. And I could see that he did it correctly. Okay? Anyone has any questions about this? Anyone? Okay. You guys are good? Do you have any questions?
Questions will probably come up later, but right now we're all good.
Okay, so let me just see if we...
Just so excited to work on that. I'm like so excited.
It's very easy. It's very easy. Like I could do a work right now with you on the screen just to show you how easy it is. Yeah. I'm so lazy that sometimes I take my phone. It's crazy. I go to Google, I screenshot, I minimize the image, I send it on WhatsApp, and then from my computer, I open the WhatsApp and I drag the picture to Seesaw. It's crazy. Any picture, any image, you don't need to create it anymore, although it's fun. Model Magic is fun to create. You don't need to create it anymore. It's right there, and you just copy paste, and that's it, and voila. And when you have the digital, by the way, digital form, anyone, not the digital copy of our curriculum, if anyone has that, you can use, let me see, I want to show you, see if I could show you. You can take this, for example, this, right? The pronouns for Hanukkah. You can send it to them and they could cut it and they could fill it in and they could do a layout if you want. Or you can actually cut out like the part that you want and make it into a card on Seesaw. Okay. So if you have a digital form, you could do that. What else? What else?
Do you have to pay to, or it's free?
What?
Seesaw,
Visa is free.
all free?
But there's tiny little features that are annoying that only if you have I don't know, like a bonus account or something, like a professional account, then they give you certain features. So the send back, when the students submit a form, so you want to tell them you want to send it back because it's not complete or because they made a mistake. So you would make your comments on it. You could record yourself. You know how many, it's just so amazing, like to record yourself as like saying, you know, Miri, you did a beautiful job. I could see how mindful you were when you did the layout. I want you to be a little more careful when we conjugate the verb. You could say it. You could say it to a student, and then they hear their teacher commenting on their work while they could see the work, and it's like there. You're there for them. It's just such a more nagish way, like in really keep a connection that you have with your students instead of like they see you on the computer and
Michal,
yeah.
it says on the Seesaw that for schools it's $5.50 per student.
Oh, yeah.
So does that mean that, I mean, is there is that,
I think
like,
I don't think that that
have
our
to?
students, maybe it's a new thing. I know that our students just sign up with our codes.
No, I mean, no, for the school to pay, $5.50.
Our students.
Yeah, at least that's what it's looking like. There's something that says sign up for free. And then there's a part that says schools, and then,
So you I assigned to the monthly trial, 1 month trial, just to
Mhm.
see how it goes. And by then we're back at school. So
Ah.
I think I got 2 weeks ago a message that my trial is over. So it's fine. I mean, I don't use it now.
Interesting.
Yes. Do you have any questions about CISA? It's really fun. It's really easy. Do you guys, is that what you use? Is that a platform that you use, or you guys use a different one?
We don't use Seesaw.
Do you use a different platform that is?
But no, we don't, not that, I mean, for Spanish, like for the secular studies, they have like Scholastic and Mathletics,
They use all that.
but nothing for us. We weren't honored with the honors.
So if you want, I can ask Chayala Shigalo to give a tutorial on how to use CISA, and she could send it. She could, yes, she's done it. She's done it for us, for the teachers, and then she did a night for parents because parents found it very overwhelming and scary, and I don't know how to do this CISA. And then they said, "Oh, okay, I don't even need to do it. My kids will do it." The kids are so amazing when they come to CISA. They change the background. They change things. Like I'm like, what? How am I going to do it? Like how can I reverse what they did? But they're very good. It's very self-explanatory. It's very easy to use. Yeah. So if you want them to do it to teachers, educators, just do you want them just for administrators? I'm sure that we can arrange something. She's a lovely, lovely lady, very talented, and so I will let them know that you guys are open for that. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Okay. I'm just saying, if they post that there is a Zoom session, go to it because it's not gonna happen again. Like, go to it. Make sure, like, clear your calendar, even if it's in the evening time. It's not. Make sure you're there because she's really, really amazing. Okay. So, you guys want a break? A 5 minutes break?
12.
Yeah? Okay. So in 5 minutes is okay for you guys? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna take 5 and I'll see you back. Okay, when you guys are ready, I'm here, reading. So, Danielle, I saw your message. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you wrote stuff on the chat.
I don't even remember what I wrote.
Huh?
I said I don't even remember what I wrote.
About the morning message.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What I mean, obviously you have other stuff planned to explain. So if there's any extra time
No,
and you
it's
have
fine.
time to talk about that, that would be
We
great.
can talk about it now because it seems like sometimes takes a few minutes for friends to join us. Yeah. In the morning, we will leave them. They have certain things that they need to do, right? They come, they change their shoes to indoor shoes. They take their homework folder, they put in the basket. They say hi to everybody, and then they sign on the morning message board. Right. So every time we will rotate between me and the general studies, the general studies teacher and I, we will rotate who will write the morning message. If there is a certain fun stuff I want to write about the parasha, like a riddle, like for example, מי יכול להגיד לי מה הגימטריה של השם עפרון? Right, עפרון החיתי, I'll make sure not to write it with vav. The gematria is 400. So I would have like pencils and a paper there, and I would have the control chart for the gematria, and then we'll calculate it, and then they will keep the answer to themselves, right? They could put in their cubby, whatever it is, and then in the morning circle, after we say the date, after we make our announcement, then we'll go to the morning message board and we'll read it. I'll get a student to volunteer to read it, and he would read it to everybody, and I'll say, "No, אז מה הגימטריה של השם עפרון? בואו נעשה את זה ביחד. Let's do it together, right? We'll do everything, and then we'll edit, because they love math. 400, רק שנייה, 400. מה מיוחד בגימטריה 400? מתי אנחנו זוכרים בפרשה, דיברנו על המספר הזה 400. And then they will raise their hands, the 400 silver coins, טבעות כסף שאברהם אבינו קנה את מערת המכפלה. Sometimes we'll tie it also to the character of the form Machiti, how generous he was. But we really know that he came from a place of being greedy. So stuff like that. Sometimes I know the general studies teacher will give them something fun, and that's like I think that you saw it in the conference. Mara Razi did it with Marhana. They would say like, we would give them a printed paper with this shape and say, this is out of the box Thursday or something like that. Out of the box Monday, draw a picture, draw a picture with this shape. It's not a butterfly, right? And it's like kind of like, it's a fun way, easy way of starting a week. If it's a Monday, it's a fun way for them to start to come to the school and be excited about it, especially after long breaks. If they're learning something in thematic math, sometimes they would put it like, if they are doing estimate, they're learning to estimate or to round up, they would have bags of little Legos and estimate how many Legos do you see in this bag. Some like little things, In my morning message, I like to have word search. Sometimes I will have a word search for them on Friday. This past Friday was they did that. They did in Toldot, right? They had to find bracha, tomim, adumoni, isav. So just like a word search. So they would have the paper. They would sign their name, and they would do it. Sometimes it's just a riddle for them. Or crack the code. It's
So
like
when you talked earlier, you said something about them signing.
Yeah.
When they signing the morning meeting, like what did you mean by that?
So I leave a message. I would say, בוקר טוב וחודש טוב, כיתת זמורה. מי יכול להגיד לי מה הגימטריה של השם עפרון? I'll write it on the board. It's on the board. Please sign in. And then underneath this, they have an expo, a marker that actually works, and they sign their name. And that's a way of like, they feel accountable, they feel like, I'm here, right? And it's always fun to write on a whiteboard. It's like a kind of like some sort of a routine that they know. Come, change my shoes, bring my folder, come sign on the morning message. Be'ivrit, in Hebrew, I will incorporate the letter the Kita Aleph knows, but I'll also like incorporate higher vocabulary, like almost like conversational Hebrew, right? If there are hard verbs that I want them to show them it's a verb, I will sometimes symbolize it or write it in the, like color coded. Sometimes the sign in is not a line. I won't make a line. I would make like, if it's Hanukkah, I would make candles, like sign in your name in the candle, you know, or draw a candle, or draw Chanukiah Kshera. Do you have any questions about the morning message? Okay. Is that what you expected it to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I heard of morning message. I was just curious as to how you guys do it, and because you had said that they sign in, or that they sign it, I was like, huh, that's interesting, because I didn't know what
It's
that.
like signing in their name.
We do. Last week was my father's birthday, so we called my dad and wished him a happy birthday, and then we put a math problem on whiteboard in much the similar way. Morin Inve wrote, like, Mor Daniela's father, or Abba, was born in 1944. How old is he turning today? And then so it had 2020 minus 1944, and then they were supposed to do that in their journal. On Veterans Day, we did a similar thing, but with like how old the United States is, like when the United States became a country.
Nice.
So we do stuff like that. We also do a sentence every day, a silly sentence that they use for handwriting, in addition to their like handwriting books or whatever. But I like the idea of having like a specific morning message, or
yeah. Sometimes I'll tie it to a concept that we're doing, like Hashem. Now, but sometimes I'll just tie it to Hashem.
very cool.
Okay, so אז עכשיו אנחנו נלמד. There's some like songs in the background, so lovely. I don't know who's doing it. Okay. So now we're going to learn an amazing concept. You're going to be blown away. But I'm going to let you see the kids and the lesson that I gave the students. I had to make it like, I had to cut it and edit it to make it like faster, because you're not going to sit down and watch a 26 minutes long lesson unless you want to. You don't really want to. So it's, I believe it's, let me check how long it is. It's not long. It's on YouTube. It's on the playlist. It's 9 minutes. It's okay. Okay. You're not going to see everything. You might not hear everything perfectly, but I want you to try to see what the kids are doing and what I'm doing and how it's dynamic. I had to cut it because I'm not going to show you how they put down each card. But if you could see the interaction among each other, how they help each other. Okay, ready? It's called Vav Hipuch. Crazy concept. So we're going to share it. Let me know if you see this.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, you guys ready? Do it. So you see side by side. You can't see my rug clearly. It's okay, because after this, I have enough time to show you Vav Hipuch. And that's the last thing we're going to learn today. Okay? Vav Hipuch. שלום לכל החברים והחברות שלי בכיתה ג'. היום זה יום מאוד מיוחד. Yes, very exciting lesson. But before we start with the lesson, who can help me review the expectation of a shiur? Yes, Sophie. Yes, we should stay in our personal space. Yes. Raise your hand if you have a question or comment. Yes. Right, post the material only when you're invited to do so. Yeah. Refrain from sad conversation. I want you to see how we have the component of a lesson. You remember the general component of a lesson? We learned it in the training. This is the first thing. You come to a lesson, you invite them, you greet them, and then you go over the expectation of a lesson. Every lesson has a different expectation. In this lesson, they were expected to stay in their personal space, refrain from side conversation, raise your hand if you have any question or comment. Always, always positive. Direct them and instruct them to what they should be doing versus what they shouldn't be doing. Okay? After this is review previous knowledge. You will see me doing it right now. Beautiful. טוב, חברים, אז אתם מוכנים? אז אנחנו למדנו לפני שבועיים, 2 weeks ago, למדנו על עתיד, נכון, למדנו על עתיד. אז אני אשים פה את השאלת עתיד. ופה יש לנו את שמות הגוף, right? All the pronouns. אני אבקש מכם, וכל אחד יקבל כרטיס. ואתם תשימו את זה בפרונאום הנכון. בסדר? כל אחד. תסתכלו על הכרטיסים שקיבלתם, ותשימו את זה ליד שם הגוף הנכון. כן, בואו נראה. So I fast forward over here, you can see they discuss sometimes with each other. They look what other people are having. Oh, Sophie, here, look. They're working together. You see how dynamic it is? They get the cards, they put it down, they read it to each other. עכשיו אנחנו נעשה השורש. את השורש של כל הפעלים האלה, של כל הוורב. כן, מי יכול לעזור לי? חכו, אני אתן לכם עכשיו כרטיסים עם שורשים, אוקיי? We're going to find the שורש of each verb. Okay, you guys ready? Okay. What do you think is the shorish for avarech? Yeah? נכון, בית רשחת. למי יש בית רשחת? נהדר, תודה רבה. בית רשחת. מה אתם חושבים is the shorish for תלך? נכון, הלך, נכון, ל"ח. So as you can see, each shorish is different. They just put it down. Fast forward. Now that we know the shorish, we will translate it. Okay? I will bless. נכון מאוד, I will bless. I will bless. יפה. יפה מאוד. אוקיי, חברים, עכשיו אנחנו נעשה משהו מצחיק. We're going to do everything that we just did. We're going to do it one more time. This time it's going to be a lot faster because you already know it. You guys ready? So they're doing everything. It's the same again. The same, it's different verbs we're using. It's not the same verb for all the pronouns. Every pronoun is different. אני אברך, אתה תלך. קלי קלות. This is a piece of cake. So you guys are super smart. I'm gonna also let you translate it. It would be very hard, right? Okay? So let's put the translation. Avarech, ani avarech. I will bless. So they're translating it. It's everything that they do in the right column of Atid, they do it again. Keeps them engaged when you give them the card to put it. You feel like it's a teamwork, they're trying to do it together. What is the, who can tell me, what is the prefix vowel? Yes. And so if you have, for example, what does it mean? Yeah, there's I will. And I will bless. I don't know if you can see, but I will show you soon. It's basically a windows. I'm putting cards that are just laminated cards that in Hebrew, all they have is pink vav. And in the English translation, they have and. Okay, let me just, no, you know what? We're going to see it when we do the layout, okay? But just try to imagine there is a pink letter over here. It says and then it's blink, it's a window, okay? What about the shed? Right, we put vav, va'avarech, and I will bless. Just now we're going to do something super special that I'm beyond excited. See how she's excited? She made a squeal. שיש לנו ו' מיוחדת when we have a special vowel. Something special. אנחנו לומדים היום על ו' ההיפוך. ו' ההיפוך. מה זה ו' ההיפוך? מה זה להפוך? Think about the word להפוך הוא. Yeah. When something turns over. You guys ready? Do you want to know what turns over? When you have vav, they become much of the top. Look closely at the rug. For example, va'avarech. It switched from atid, future, to a vowel. Right? Switch over from atid to a vowel. Va'avarech doesn't mean and I will bless. It means and I bless. It flips it to a vowel. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Va'choshev. What is va'choshev? Yeah. Oh, and you step. We go to all the other verbs, and we flip it to avar, because we really beautiful חברים, איזה עבודה יפה עשיתם. ו' ההיפוך זה ו' שאומרת לנו, it tells us that the verb flips from עתיד to avar. So now I want to give you a special. יוצא מכיתה ג'. Today you will also get v' ההיפוך pencil. And there's a very special point because it's colorful. So every time you work in your Choveret Chumash, you're going to find the v' ההיפוך. And if you see v' ההיפוך there, you would color it in the v' ההיפוך pencil, in the rainbow color pencil. So friends, you can go and bring your Choveret Chumash, and we're going to do quickly one page from your Choveret Chumash. We're going to say thank you. all my friends. Thank you. Friends, thank you, Sarah. Thank you guys for helping me teaching our teachers how to give a lesson about Vav Hipuch. Okay? See you soon. Okay, so this was Vav Hipuch. And it was given this past Friday to my students. Some of my students that actually they didn't come up. They were absent last week and they came on Thursday. So I'm like, oh, that's great. I have 3 students and I'll give them a lesson. So right now we're gonna go to the rug and I will show you how it looks up close. Okay? Let me pin this one. See if I can do this. No, I can't. I have to. Do you see this rug? Do you see the rug normally? Or not really?
Sideways.
Oh, you see it sideways. Oh, I see it also, right? Okay, let me just put myself on mute and fix that. Okay, so let me see if I can play around with it. Do you see it better now? Nope. Here, now you can see it good, right? Anyone?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, טוב, אז חברים, now I'll show it to you up close, okay? And feel free to unmute yourself, ask me a question if you can't see if something is not clear, okay? This is felt, it's very flexible. And over here with a Sharpie, I wrote ani, ata, all the pronouns, okay? On felt, in a purple Sharpie. כן, אנחנו באים ואנחנו אומרים להם, לוקחים שלט, מה זה? זה עתיד. This, I cannot give this lesson before teaching them the atid. Remember? I can't. It's impossible. So after we practice with atid, then they will be able to get atid Vav Hipuch lesson. Okay? אז אני מבקשת מהם לקחת את הפעלים ולשים אותם במקום הנכון with the right pronouns. אברך, אני אברך. נכון? אנחנו לא יכולים להגיד אתה אברך, זה אני אברך. The same one with the templates for אני, right? התבנית של עתיד, אני, is like, right? Like so. Right? You see? Okay. טוב, אז אני אברך. Right? אתה תלך. את תבואי. הוא ישמור. היא תשב. אנחנו נספר. It's different verbs. Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
אתם תקומו. אתן תראינה. הם יאמרו. הן תרכבנה. בסדר? עכשיו אני רוצה להראות לכם. תלך פרטה. ותשב בשביל היא. They can mix this up, but that's okay if they mix it up, because I'll show you how they mix it up and how with the system they have the way to self-check themselves. Okay, so okay, שורש. Now אנחנו נעשה את השורשים. אז שורש להברך. It's a great practicing for like to practice the verbs. The שורשים. Sorry. אברך, שורש, בית, רש, חף. תלך, תף, ה', למד, חף. Sorry. את, תבואי, זה שורש מסט B. סט C, sorry. בית, ו', א'. את ישמור, שמר, היא תשב, ישב. נספר, ספר, here. Okay, do you guys see this or it's blurry too? Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can see. Yes.
קום, This is שורש מסט C. ראה, תראנה, אמר, רחב. בסדר? different פעלים, different שורשים. מה אנחנו עושים עכשיו? We're going to translate אברך. I will bless. You will sit. Oh, here. This is beautiful way. Okay. You will sit. You, זה אתה. Sit. Do you see? They would say, oh, but Yashav is here. Okay, so I will go here and I will change it. And then they know that they made a mistake, and that's okay, because it would just not work for them. You see? Because it cannot be, because when they will get to she, they don't have she will sit. It says she will go. Okay, so you will sit. You understand? You will come. הוא ישמור, he will protect. היא תלך. Oh, she will go. You just work like this. נספר, we will tell. You will stand up. You will see. You will say, and they will write. Okay. עכשיו אנחנו נעשה את אותו הדבר. אתם תגידו לתלמידים שלכם, בואו נעשה את אותו הדבר. שוב פעם, עתיד. שוב פעם את אותם פעלים. אברך, תשב, תבואי, ישמור, תלך, נספר, תקומו, תראינה, יאמרו, תרכבנה. בסדר? הם עושים את זה עוד פעם. כשהם מסיימים, אתם אומרים להם, יופי. עכשיו בואו נתרגם את זה. What is אברך? Anyone? Anyone?
Bless.
And right, it means I will bless, right?
I will bless.
What is I will bless? תשב, you will sit. תבואי, you will come. ישמור, he will protect. תלך, she will go. What is that? נספר, we will tell. תקומו. You will stand up, תראינה, you will see. יאמרו, they will say, and they will write for תרכבנה. מור מיכל, למה ביקשת מאיתנו לעשות את אותו הדבר פעמיים? אבל לא סיימנו. עכשיו אנחנו נלמד על זה, אנחנו יודעים את זה, we know that the prefix vav, you guys see it? Means end. So if I put the prefix vav, do you see the window?
Yes.
This is what I meant. Va'avarech doesn't mean I will bless. It means and. Do you see it? You see the window? And I will bless. אותו דבר. ותשב. I'm sorry, it says, well, yeah. Let me take the va'avarech. Okay. ותשב, and you will sit. ותבואי, and you will come. Okay? All the way to the end. Okay? אני יכולה להמשיך. Okay? Put all the windows. Obviously, in the lesson, I won't put the window. I will, I will take it a lot slower. וישמור, and I will protect, and she will go. And we will tell. Okay? All the windows. Do you understand this?
Yes.
יפה. זה מסביר לנו על וו. וו רגילה, שום דבר מיוחד, special, that didn't happen here. Right? We just add the prefix, so we add the English, right? וו means end. Okay. עכשיו אנחנו לומדים על וו ההיפוך. כשיש לנו וו מיוחדת, תסתכלו, איזה צבע זה? What color is this? Anyone? What color is this?
Rainbow.
Right, it's colorful, it's rainbow, right? Vav hipuch. It's a magical vav. When we have vav, patach, or kamatz, something different happens. And you could ask them, what is hipuch, lahafoch? You could connect it to Purim. Venahafoch, what happened? When things were turned over, okay? And then you show them, if I put this special vav, everybody look at the screen. See this?
Mhm.
See this special vav? But I'll take a kamatz, sorry. One with, because it could be kamatz or patach, vav hipuch, okay? Vavarech. Okay, do you see it? You take
Yes.
this and you put it va'avarech. Oh, מורה מיכל, זה לא עתיד. This vav hipuch flips the atid to avar. And when I did this, a student, she gasped. She's like, ah! And then she said, that's so cool. And I told her, yes, it is. Va'avarech doesn't mean I will bless. זה vav hipuch. It flips it, זה הופך את הפועל לעבר. And I blessed. Okay? ותשב doesn't mean you will sit. It means and you set. Do you guys understand? Any feedback? Anyone? Questions? Won't vetavoi is not, and it doesn't mean you will come. It means and you came. Do you understand?
When you gave the charts to them, it had the translation of Avar on the other side.
Yeah. You need to be very careful. Give it to them like this and just hope that they won't flip it. Okay? Okay, so it could be that I didn't even give it to them. It could be that I gave, I don't know, I need to go back. But you need to make sure, you have to be 100% sure that you don't by mistake put this atid over here, because then you will flip and you're like, and it's nothing, right? So you have to make sure that you use the atid that on, that on the other side you have a vav, okay? טוב, אז מה הם יכולים לעשות? So this year, ברוך השם, I was able to change one thing in my curriculum. Let me just go to my my chair. Okay, I was able to go to Amazon and find this amazing pencil. Let me pin my phone. This. Okay. Do you see this pencil? You see it? You see the tip of it?
Yes.
It's a rainbow. It's just like the color of vav hipuch. So now, vav hipuch, when they're working on vav hipuch, let's say they will take their חוברת חומש, נכון? לשון התורה, it's one of my students. When she got this, she would have two עפרונות. עיפרון אחד, right, is pink, regular pink, ויש לה עיפרון נוסף, a different color, that's for vav hipuch. If it's a regular vav, then it will be pink, because it means end, right? Prefix end. If it's vav hipuch, it's a vav with kamatz and patach, they're expected to use this pencil, okay? And they will color it in. I don't want to do it for her because it belongs to her. She would color this, right? And she will also use different highlighters that we have for certain tavniot. You can see it over here. There is a system that I asked them to work. So let me, okay. Okay, so in Kita Bet, when they learn in Kita Bet, if you're familiar with this workbook, it teaches the suffixes. So Kita Bet, they will have a highlighter and they will highlight the suffix so they can tell which one it is, right? And it's mishpachot, right? It's the Cha family. I did it in my training. Cha family is your, right? So they do the layout and then they find the suffix. And it's yellow. Kita Gimel didn't learn just suffix. We know suffix. Now we also have tavniot atid. So they will take a different color of highlight and they would color in the tavniot. Is it they will or he will? If it's only yud, it's he will. If it's yud and vav, means they will. Okay, they will. And slowly, you're adding more things. So now when they're going to learn, oh, they already know the suffixes, all the suffixes. They also know Tavniot Atid. You want them to use, here you see how organized and how easy it is. When they break down the word, it's almost impossible for them to make an error. And you see they should color it in Vav Hipuch colors. That's it, and it's easy. They could see, is it Vav Hipuch or is it a prefix Vav? Okay? And it really, really helped them control their error. Anyone has any questions or Vav Hipuch? One by one. Anyone? No?
No, so I didn't understand. You hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can't hear myself.
It's okay.
One second. Sorry, my baby's listening to the video. Hold on a second. Here, could you come up for a second? Go out. That's my babysitter. Hey. No, so I didn't understand exactly how the kid differentiates between hafuch and a regular vav. Only if it's color they see the difference?
Vav bli kamatz או פתח זה לא vav היפוך. כל vav אחרת זה prefix. It means end. And it doesn't touch it does not change the verb. vav ההיפוך זאת vav שהופכת את הפועל מעתיד לעבר. זאת vav ההיפוך, וזה התפקיד שלה. Okay? And in the Chumash, when you connect it to your Chumash, you say, תראו, אנחנו לומדים על ויהי, ויאמר, וישב, right? All these verbs are not happening right now. אברהם אבינו didn't do it just now. He did it. הוא עשה את זה. אבל זה תבנית עתיד. זה לא משנה. זה וו ההיפוך. חייבת, אבל you have to tell them it has to be vav with kamatz, because it has to come, there are vav ההיפוך עם קמץ, במיוחד שיש לך פועל שהוא עם א', נכון? אז vav עם קמץ או vav עם פתח. בסדר?
Yeah, there's no such thing as vibarachti.
Again?
And I blessed. You don't say vibarachti.
Baracheni? Like the
Is there another way to say and I blessed, or it's only bavarech?
and I
Uvarachti.
uberachti.
Uvarachti.
So you could say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not vav hipuch. Right? It's something that you will do. Right, Rabbi Lindell, am I right?
That's correct. Meaning, you can have a vav that acts just as a regular vav. It's only, like you said, it's only hipuch if it's a patach or kamas. Yeah. Now the question is, why does the Torah use the vav hipuch? What's the purpose of it? So that's a discussion among the Rishonim. Not clear exactly the reason why it's there, but it doesn't have to be used. The Torah uses it. It's like optional.
That's my question. It makes sense either way.
Correct.
Okay, so anyone has any question about today? Because it's 2:37. And yeah, anyone?
Yeah, I would ask, do you teach rules about when is a shvanach for Kriya? How do the kids pick that up?
It's a good question. If I correct them, and but I think that you and I teach Hebrew different, right?
Well, you're teaching a more modern Hebrew, more spoken Hebrew, right?
והדגש שלנו. יש, כן, but we do teach them a lot of דקדוק concepts that are like that, כאילו, yeah, I mean, vav hipuch is not something that
Right, it's only found in the Chumash, right? That's not a matter.
It's something that we see in the Chumash, and how do you teach them? Shvana?
Well, I'm trying to develop a curriculum. I'm working with this, I did find some good materials I don't know if you can see the lesson that I recorded, that I submitted to Marivki.
I
I don't know if you.
I saw two. I saw Daniela and
Right. So you look at my lesson, you'll see I was teaching Shvanach. So you could see a little bit what I came up with. I tried to match the Montessori style lesson and use I got these little characters, green and red shayim that are
oh, okay.
and have them mark, and they loved it. They were going around the room finding every word with a shva in it and marking it with their little green and red.
That's amazing. Yeah, because it means goes or stop, right?
Right.
That's really, really good. Yeah, I will go and check it. As Mara Rivka said, we are in an uncertain time.
Right.
Trying to,
As is everyone.
and also the other general studies, the other Judaic studies teacher in a parallel classroom is on maternity leave, so we got the classroom together. So it's a little, it's fun, it's challenging.
I had one other question. I don't want to take the floor from everyone else, but if you have a student who, let's say, they have a work which requires a number of steps, like you always have them record in their machberet after they finish. If you have a kid who they know how to do it, they want to do the work, but they just don't want to do, they won't want to write the machberet, and they refuse to do it. What do you suggest?
Well, there are a few different things, but you'd pick what's worked for the kids, for your student. If it's a thing that you know that it's behavioral and it's not a problem, and you won't leave him, and he uses work cycle as recess, right? So instead of doing the work, he would be doing something else. Then we implement the natural consequences, right? If you use work cycle as recess, then that means that recess will be work cycle, right? Because it's only natural. So that one thing. I don't know if it would work for your student. Another thing is that you would say, okay, you know what? Now you could do only yachid. Write down only the yachid. If you know, and then you will tell me verbally, you will tell me the rabbim, if that's what you think. If you know that it really, you don't want the kid to resent to lemida,
right,
at all. You don't want them to hate it and be frustrated. You don't want to create that in the child. So you might say, okay, write 3 words. Draw this. You don't have to. You just have to find the right thing that worked for that student, and you might find yourself keep on trying. You would come up with different ideas and different things. You might try, and something would work for 1 week and it won't work the next week. You just have to. How do you say that in Hebrew? You say lachil.
So what was the word?
Lachil et hayelad.
Contain.
Huh?
Contain.
Yes, if the kid is.
Achil.
It's like
Okay.
frustration. It's such a strong feeling that the kid cannot even contain. So if you take some of that, you say, okay,
Right.
you don't have to do the whole thing. Tell me, read to me, just read to me. Okay?
Right.
And next time you will write to. Or
So I've tried things like that. We have little voice recorders in the classroom, so they can record themselves reading, which is good. I just feel bad because, like, it's nice when they have concrete material they could show, like they could see what they've accomplished. And when they don't have that, sometimes it's just like you're looking like, we try to have a binder to keep track of, what have I learned? I've learned all these different things, and now they don't have it because then they refuse to ever record down what they've done.
You could use many things. You could say, okay, I know that hand guides the mind. Hand guides the mind. That's what I know it. But at the same time, we're talking about individuals. חנוך לנער על פי דרכו. לא הדרך שלו, זה לא הדרך שלו לכתוב. זה פה. אז מה, I will force him for me, for this. So he will feel, he won't even feel the intrinsic reward. He will feel the frustration. It's not a reward for him to write it. It's a reward for you. Yes, my student wrote it. But who did he write it for? That's what you should ask yourself. And how does he feel about himself? Does he feel like he did it for you, or did he do it for himself? That's the question you always have to ask yourself. Is it for me? Is it for him? Is it my ego, my respect, or is it for him? We want them to learn, right? So when it comes to learning, there is no ego, there is no power trip, there is no, not that I'm saying that you have.
I understand, but
Haters, you're like,
there's a purpose for their own benefit. It's not for the teacher's benefit necessarily.
right.
I don't need to see their binder, but it's for their own benefit. They can feel accomplished with what they learn. They can also have practice in coding the material.
Or they feel frustrated. And they feel mad, and when they see the binder, they would hate it, right? It could also be.
That could happen, yeah.
I'm saying we need to find as educators the right thing that would work for that kid. Maybe going to the calm corner with a timer for 3 minutes, maybe that would be good for them. Maybe just sit down with a noise canceling headphones and just watch little bubbles dropping down. Maybe that. Maybe sometimes they just need to walk and have a sensory break, right? You need to push a wall. You need to do a few push-ups or jumping jacks. Maybe. Every kid has a different need. And every kid, sometimes they would just not be in the mood of working because they just fought with their mom in the car. They have needs. Sometimes the reason why they do the things they do is so basic. They just need a cup of water. They just need a break. Think about yourself, or I'll talk about myself. I have so many things to do. Because I want to scream. I have so much. I don't feel like folding the clothes right now. I don't feel like making lunches for my kids right now. I don't. Yes, I'm a mother, right? Yes, he's a student. Yes, I'm a mother. I'm expected to do it, but I don't feel like doing it right now. So.
Well, that would be the case if it would happen sometimes, but certain things, just like, have a student just does one thing they just don't like to do, and it makes it difficult to, you can modify it to a certain extent, but if they're missing out on learning a skill, then you can't really move forward.
I don't know if you implement the magic 1, 2, 3, but that's something that we do here. Did you get training on the 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I spoke to Maurizio about that.
Then you come and you say, I see that you're having a hard morning, but this is your first reminder. You're expected to write it. You will review the expectation. You're expected to do the layout, kind, but firm. But you're expected to write it down. Kind, you respect him, and you tell him what the expectation. They don't do it, you can put a timer. I'm going to give you 1 minute timer. In 1 minute, I'm going to come and check. And if you're not doing it, I will have to give you a second reminder. And then it goes second reminder. This is your second reminder. You need to do this. So you might say, now you can no longer do it on the rug. You have to do it by table, maybe. Not as a punishment, just like moving them to another position, like you will do in a circle, right? And then the third reminder would be, you are excused from this work as of now. We might have to send it home. You might have to do it during recess. And that's it. And when they get a second set of a third reminder, you know what that means, right?
Right. Yeah, we went through that type. I mean, I'm not talking so much about like a behavioral issue. It's just maybe like it's just something that's more challenging for them. It creates a difficulty with the works when they're not completing the works that they're set out to do. Maybe there's a way to break up, make a specific work that focuses on. Well, I see you're having trouble with recording things, writing it down. We have a work with just recording that's separate from the other work, so it doesn't get in the way of them doing
put it on the planner. You could definitely, if you know that a work is long and tedious, then it's not fair they would be sitting there for half hour or an hour and doing a work. Then they'd consider it 2 works, put it in their planner. Put in the planner, the first one, Dikduk part 1, Dikduk recording. You could put an R next to it. Dikduk recording. And record the rug. You could do that. Right? I mean, it's like we almost need to become creative. And one thing that worked for one kid might not work for another. And it could be that the kid has Oh, does he see OT, that specific kid?
No, I don't think that's what it is. I think she just, maybe it's just too many steps in the work. Maybe it's too many, I don't know exactly what it is.
Still OT.
I don't think she has trouble writing. I think she just,
No, following a process of work is also OT, I believe. Not the actual fine motor skills. OT doesn't.
right.
When they work on stages, and maybe you can make a control chart. First you do the layout, then first you collect the material, then you do the layout, then you record, and only after she gets the 3 checks, then she could check her planner. Or
I have the command card that tells them, the steps they have to do.
okay.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's a maturity issue. She's not mature enough to sit down and go through the steps and complete it all. Just, I don't know. Just,
We have kids like that also.
right. They didn't really have the full primary experience where they,
That's a big step.
right.
Friends that are first graders, we need to have a heart. I can't even explain the patience. You need so much patience, so much סבלנות, כי הילדים האלה לא למדו חצי שנה. They did not learn 6 months. 6 months. It's insane. So
Okay.
we need to be, we bringing material from primary. I'm finding myself, I'm coordinating the lower elementary Judaic studies teacher. Now I'm, kind of like coordinating another curriculum. That was fun. Why? Like, why am I have to hold back? I have all this amazing ideas. זה לא משנה. We have to be סבלנים. We need to להכיל אותם. We need to hug them and just take things slowly. And that's okay. If their binder is not going to be filled with beautiful pictures and layout and follow up, if they know it here, and they might know less, it's okay. It's okay if our first graders and also our second and third, because they're behind their curriculum, it's okay. So then we'll take it slow. But we'll not show them how stressed we are, or how frustrated we are, or how annoyed. And this is such a hard thing, that especially in times like this, that you just want to scream at the world and saying, why? Why is it happening to us? And מה לעשות? You create a space that is safe for you to vent, right? It cannot be your home. You scream and you yell and then you take a deep breath, and you go into the classroom, and you're good, and that's it. And you soak everybody's negativity like a sponge. It's okay. You will take it because you're an adult and you can handle it. And they don't have the tools. They don't have the tools to self-regulate themselves. It's something that we're trying to teach them, right?
Right.
Calm themselves. You give, and then you find a space where it's good for you to complain. Which is this space is also good, right? You need to create some sort of so if you want to do it on WhatsApp, if you want to WhatsApp me or more Razy or everybody on the group, or saying this is challenging for me, what can I do? But as long as we don't take what the kid is doing to us as personal, he's not targeting us.
Right.
He's struggling. She wants to follow. She wants to please you, but it's too hard for her. She's not mature enough. She's not. She doesn't have the tool to self-regulate herself. Her wrist hurts. This is boring. I want to be with mommy. I was with mommy for 6 months. Right? It's hard. It's hard to be a kid. But it's hard for us. It's hard for us because we need to take it in. And we need to love them and be patient with them, although we don't want to be. Although we just want them to do the work, and we forget that they do it for us. So, not judging. And I'm telling you with my heart open, this is my struggle also.
Okay.
When you say it, then it becomes the truth, right? You say it,
Right.
you say it, and you say it. You're there. One time, I will tell you what, we have team meetings. that we are asked to share our success, right? What's your success? So I looked at everybody bluntly and I said, well, I came in this morning, right? And that's
Yeah.
and it's hard. Yeah, but we are here. We can make a community for us, for educators that are Montessorians, right? A nation.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any question that you ever have, please let me know. It's 5 minutes to 3. If you have any questions for me, if you want to share anything,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
So
you.
as I said, you know, this communication is an ongoing thing. If you're doing the work and you're missing something, or you don't think that you did the right thing, if you need a screenshot or to send any documents, let me know. Everything is on my smartphone. Very smart. And I could just send it. So I will definitely add Daniela and Rita to our WhatsApp group. And Cyril already sent the songs, right? So you guys can practice that.
I sent one. I need to send another one. Also put Elias on the chat also.
Yes. Oh, yes. He's not on?
I don't think he's on that one. You want me to tell Razy or you'll tell her?
Can you send me his cell phone?
Yes.
His cell phone number? Send it to my WhatsApp and then I'll just give. I think she's the admin, so she can.
She's administrator, right? Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you
guys,
so much.
welcome.
Hope to
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Hi, Hanukkah Sameach. Yeah,
Hanukkah Sameach.
Michal, how do I find your stuff on CISA? Like,
Oh,
what is it tagged under? What?
I need to share it with you. I need to share it with your email.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
I
I'm
think I
looking through the activities and stuff like that that are on there.
But some things,
So you have to,
Chayala Shagalo made some stuff, but some of the things were not perfect. So you might need to go there and fix
yeah,
it.
and yeah.
So copy and edit,
Of course.
okay?
Not a problem.
So
מורה מיכל, המורה אליעד מבקש, סליחה, שהוא היה צריך ללכת. היה לו משהו לעשות חשוב.
you could watch my recording. I will upload the recording to YouTube.
Okay,
Please
thank
like
you.
subscribe. No, kidding. Okay,
Thank you.
so yes, if you need anything, any work, something on CISA, let me know. I'm here. Okay.
Share with us all your job.
I have to see if I could send a whole folder in that way, like I can send the whole thing to you and then you could change it.
And I hope
we're going
we can also share with you. I hope so.
So if we go virtual, Bezrat Hashem, hopefully not, but if we do, then I will create more, and then you can send me a message and remind me, and I'll do. Okay.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mora.
Stay safe, guys.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.